Welcome to a 3KQ tutorial on Zoom breakout rooms for facilitators. Pause the video when you want so that you can follow along in Zoom. So your meeting is planned, your participants are about to arrive, you've perhaps got a colleague on the call with you, and you need to create some breakout rooms for use in your meeting later on. So we've got Hansel and Gretel that are going to help us out here on different devices, and you can see that you've got as the host of the Zoom meeting, you will have the breakout rooms button, which is down here on the right. So you just click that. It asks you how many rooms you want to create. Now we're going to go for 2, but it does actually go up to 50 rooms. And for now, let's just have them assigned automatically. I'll go through these other options later on. And then you literally just click create. Now the rooms are not open yet, so no one will go into them, but they're just created. They're ready to use, okay? And you can see the computer has automatically put Gretel into room 1 and assigned Hansel to room 2. But you can move them around. You see this move to button. Let's shift Gretel to room 2 and let's put Hansel back into room 1. So we've just swapped them around, okay? You can exchange them as well. And if you think, oh, hang on, we've got more participants than we thought, let's add a room, you can add a room there, and you can also delete a room, okay? Nice and easy. And if you need to, you can rename the room. So instead of room 1, you might want blue group, okay? And instead of room 2, you might want red group. You know, these names, you don't have to change them at all. If you're going to change them, make sure they're really meaningful. Don't just change them for the sake of it. So you're all ready to go. Minutes have passed, participants have all arrived, you're all ready to go, and you can just literally hit open all rooms. But just want to show you this tiny button here, the red cross at the top. You can press that anytime you want. You're not actually doing anything, you're just getting rid of the breakout rooms dialog box. So if I press the breakout rooms button again, it's all exactly as it was with the open rooms, the open all rooms button still there, ready to go. So the rooms are not yet open, regardless of whether you bring this dialog box up or not. Okay, breakout rooms are not started. When you get to the point where you want to open the rooms as the facilitator, you obviously at this point have to be super clear and 100% confident that your participants know what they need to do in the rooms, because once they're in the rooms, it's pretty difficult to communicate with them, okay? Not impossible, and I'll show you how, but you've got to clarify the task before you open all rooms. Hit the open all rooms button and then tell them on your screens in front of you, you will be being invited to join a breakout room. Please press the blue join button. So they will have a button that's a bit bigger, but it looks like this, blue join button, okay? That's what they have to click, okay? So Hansel and Gretel, although I've opened the rooms, there's actually no person sitting at these 2 devices at the moment, so these won't actually change. We won't get Hansel and Gretel actually moving into the rooms here. But they would, if they were real people, they would move into the rooms and it wouldn't say not joined, and they wouldn't be grayed out either. It would just have their names there. So when you get to the point where you want to close the rooms, you literally just close the rooms, but be careful because participants have been given 60 seconds to leave their breakout rooms, okay? So the default in Zoom is that after you've closed the rooms, they actually stay open for another 60 seconds, okay? So just so it doesn't catch you out, it's a courtesy thing so that people don't get cut off halfway through a sentence. It can then, even when the 60 seconds is up, everyone doesn't come back immediately at the same time. So as a facilitator, just keep an eye on how many participants have rejoined you in the main room, and obviously don't start the next facilitated session until everyone has rejoined you. So just want to show you 1 or 2 other things, because that is the basics. You've created the rooms, you've moved people around, you've opened the rooms, you've closed the rooms, okay? So if I just show you again, opening all the rooms. So a couple of things here. When you as facilitator are still in the main room, all your participants are out in the breakout rooms, it is still possible to broadcast a message to them. You see this button down at the bottom, broadcast message. You can say your task is to XYZ, okay? Hopefully you've already told them that. So that message will have gone to all of the rooms and it pops up as a banner up at the top here for about 5 or 10 seconds. It does then disappear, okay? There's no record of it, not like in Teams where it gets inserted into the chat. The other really good use is to say closing in a minute, okay? Something like that. You can manage time anyway, you get the idea. It's really helpful for participants and reassuring, especially if they're unfacilitated groups, to have these broadcast messages just popping up every now and then. Don't overload them, obviously. Okay, one other thing is that when you set your breakout rooms off, hopefully everyone's on task and they don't have any questions, but it feels very strange as a facilitator sitting dead quiet with no one with you in the middle of the main session while all your participants are out in their breakout rooms. Really good practice, in particular in really important breakout room sessions where you really want to get reassurance that everyone knows what they're doing, is that you can join the group. Here where it says join, that means if I click that, I will join that group, and I'll show you now. So I click it. Do I want to join the blue group? Yes, I do. 3 or 4 seconds it will take just to connect me. There we go. I am now in a breakout room. I'm the only person here because, as I said, Hansel and Gretel aren't at their devices at the moment. But if there were, then one of them would be in this room, okay? When I want to leave the room, obviously I click the blue button in the bottom right hand corner, which you'll remember in the main Zoom meeting is red and it says leave, which means leave the meeting. Here it's leave the room. Okay, so click that, and as the host it gives me 3 options. End the meeting for all. Definitely don't want that one. Don't hit that by mistake. Leave the meeting. I don't want that one either, but if I do click that, it's not the end of the world. I can get back in. But then that's the one I want. Leave the breakout room. Okay, so it's a 2-stage click to get out of the meeting rooms. I'm now back in the main session. But the rooms are still open, okay? Click on the breakout rooms, close all rooms, that's the option. I can just bob in to see if Gretel is all right as well in the red group. And then when I'm satisfied, I can just leave that as well. Okay, leave the room. So they are the main things I wanted to show you. 1 or 2 other little tips and tricks, okay? Click the breakout rooms button again. So let's imagine your meeting is halfway through, your first session on breakout rooms has gone fantastically, you're heading to a a break now, and you want to, in fact, let's just close these rooms, you want to completely move the rooms around, completely different discussion, new breakout rooms required, new topics, participants all shuffled around and so on. So you can manually delete the rooms, manually add the rooms, and manually assign everyone. But don't do that. It's much easier just to hit recreate at the bottom and it just takes you back to the beginning. How many breakout rooms do you want? 2. This time I'll show you assigning manually, recreate. So it's just given me 2 rooms with no one in them. Assign people to room 1 here. We only have Gretel and Hansel. Let's put Hansel in room 1 and room 2 assign. We only have Gretel left. But normally you would have a big long list of participants here, okay? And then, as normal, open all rooms, close all rooms, exactly the same. So it's just a different way of doing it. Last thing to show you is recreating the rooms again. Let's go for 2 again, but this time you can let the participants choose the room. Now, at 3KQ, we would encourage you to use this with caution. We're not saying it's a bad thing to do and don't do it, but use it with caution, okay? Because when you let participants choose their own room, if I recreate the rooms there, then people, you have to be, as a facilitator, comfortable that you may well get everybody joining the first discussion topic and hardly anybody joining the second or the third discussion topic. Now, if you're set up to handle that, then fantastic, because that's a good thing, because then you're allowing participants to go where their energy and interest is, which means they are getting more out of the meeting. However, you do need to think through in your facilitation planning what are the implications of nearly everybody going to one room and topic and not the others. That may not work for you, but it might do, okay? So you can just consider which of these best suits your needs. For us, normally, we most frequently find ourselves using the automatically button, but then manually moving the odd person around, some of the specialists in the client organization, and maybe some of the facilitators as well, because you've got to check any subgroup facilitators end up exactly where they should. Okay? That's everything I wanted to show you. Thanks very much for watching, and all I would say is test it, trial it, and good luck with it.